Good morning. Welcome to Fox 21 Local News right now at 7 a.m. It is Monday, February 12th. I'm McDonald. Thank you so much for making the choice to be with us this morning. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Today is President's Day. We celebrate George Washington and all of our founding fathers. And let's see what the weather's going to be like, because a lot of you have the day off. We're following developing news right now after an officer-involved shooting in Pueblo overnight. A deadly crash early Saturday near Falcon has claimed the life of a 23-year-old woman. One of two teens wanted for a shooting near Doherty High School is behind bars, arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. More support is pouring in for families of the Las Vegas shooting victims, this time from people who have also experienced a deadly mass shooting. Following the announcement last night that the shutdown was over, Governor John Hickenlooper released the following statement, quote, "Grateful that CHIP is fully funded and, quote, we hope and expect that DACA families will at least be granted deferred action in the coming weeks." Interim Colorado State men's basketball coach Steve Barnes was placed on leave Saturday, just hours before the team was to play a home game against San Jose State. Barnes was elevated on February 3rd. This was after the head coach was placed on administrative leave during an investigation into his behavior and interactions with players and staff. It was an emotional weekend for many in southern Colorado and across the state for the funeral service of El Paso County Sheriff's Office Detective Micah Flick. Scary moments for one state trooper on Saturday after paying respects to fallen Detective Micah Flick while covering a crash on I-25. A careless driver going too fast, considering the weather conditions, lost control and collided with the trooper. Some good news on this Tuesday and happening in Colorado Springs, making sure no one goes hungry. Karen Chair's mobile food pantry donated nearly 12,000 pounds of food to students and community members in need. Fascinating story, no doubt. And by the way, Craig did tell us that he kept his scrubs, so if you see anybody who resembles Doc Coffee roaming the hallways, I would run far, far away. Right now, here's another live look outside. Foggy and frigid out there. Meteorologist Dee Cortez has a closer look in your forecast. Plus, you'll celebrate some local birthdays. That's coming up next.
You know, it kind of hit me. You have kind of a Girl Scout green on.
I do.
Right?
And I was a scout, so it's
were.
perfect. Speaking of new memes, how about Dr. Coffee in the suit?
You
we
like
need
that?
to get that on, right?
Seriously. McDreamy right here in Southern Colorado.
The scary thing is you halfway past for a surgeon.
Everything's Disney in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it rules the world. So, but anyway, it is so expensive. We know people can get deals and stuff like that. I don't know how these big families can go and afford all this. For all the lodging, all the meals.
They save up.
The tickets. It blows my mind.
And hey, it's supply and demand. Everybody wants to hang out with a mouse. Right?
Oh, man.
You going anytime soon?
I don't know. I don't know.
The El Paso County Sheriff's Office is looking for victim assistance volunteers. The Volunteer Assistance Program is made up of citizen volunteers who work with the staff victim advocates to help crime victims with short-term crisis intervention, information, and referrals. The Sheriff's Office is hosting an open house on February 5th at 6:30 p.m. at the office of the Sheriff on East of Vermejo Avenue. Anyone interested is invited to attend. We now know the names of the two Fort Carson soldiers killed in a helicopter crash in California. The Army says First Lieutenant Clayton R. Cullen and Chief Warrant Officer 2 Kevin F. Burke died Saturday when an Apache helicopter crashed during training at the National Training Center at Fort Irwin. Cullen and Burke were assigned to the 4th Combat Aviation Brigade of the 4th Infantry Division. Cullen was from Indiana and Burke from California. Right now, the cause of the crash is still under investigation. One man is in critical condition, another suffering minor injuries after a stabbing in Colorado Springs late Saturday night. It happened just before midnight near East Los Animas Street and South Hancock Avenue. Officers responded to reports of a disturbance where multiple cars and people were involved. Police say a 53-year-old man with multiple stab wounds was taken to the hospital. Another 50-year-old man was also hurt. Right now, no suspects have been arrested or identified. If you know anything about this incident, you're asked to call 444-7000. Pueblo County Sheriff's deputies rescued a 50-year-old Pueblo man wandering lost in the bitter cold Sunday morning after crashing his car into the icy waters of Lake Pueblo. Just after midnight, a man called police for help. He became disoriented while searching for his dog after he says the animal was swept away in the Arkansas River. The man was finally found by law enforcement with wet and frozen clothes. Now, deputies and Colorado State Parks Rangers returned to the area in the daylight to search for the dog. And some good news, he was found unharmed inside the man's car after it was towed out of the lake. If you want to know how you can win free pizza for an entire year, we have the answer. All you have to do is be the first person to help Louis Pizza in Colorado Springs identify this guy who broke into the Barnes and Oro Blanco location early Saturday morning and stole a cash register. The restaurant posted this video to their Facebook page asking people to share it and get the word out. If you know who this man is, you're asked to call police. With no confirmation on baby number 2, Fox 21's Sarah Ferguson went down to the zoo to find out for herself if 10-and-a-half-year-old Lucipia has a bun in the oven.
It's like Anchorman, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
When they're like, get down to the zoo, Ling Ling's pregnant.
Right?
We gotta cover this.
Those giraffes are friendly too. And you should
Yeah.
go today, right? Take the kids. They're off of school.
Sure, well, the weather's not
Just make
too-
sure if you wear your Crocs, you wear socks with them too. Right?
I would wear socks with my Crocs today.
All right, your time right now is 7:21. The latest fitness trend not only gets you in shape, but it gets your neighborhood looking good too.
In business news right now, get this, orange juice sales are on the rise thanks to the flu.
Yeah, aren't you glad about that? Retailers are seeing the first
Just
spike
got
in
that.
orange juice sales since 2013, jumping almost 1% in the 4 weeks leading up to January 20th.
You could catch the flu just by breathing the air. You don't even have to be coughed or sneezed on.
Oh, don't get too close.
You're the sick one.
Just kidding. Researchers analyzed air around the exhaled breath of more than 100 people with the flu. They found the flu germs were on nearly half the airborne samples captured, even when patients didn't cough or sneeze. TechCrunch reports Facebook is currently testing the button on 5% of Android users in the U.S. Talk about passive aggressive.
Who ever heard of a downvote?
Why don't
It's
you just
the-
call them up and tell them you don't like what they're doing? Matter of fact, why don't you just mind your own business and stay in your lane? Right?
Whoa, wow, stay in your lane.
You know what I say, and I'm sure our viewers can agree. Why be moody when you can shake your booty? Right? Right?
I often think that.
I agree.
I feel the same
You're in
way.
a bad mood, just dance.
There you go, just dance.
Speaking of wellness, I don't think this next story that's coming up in the next segment is that good for you, but let's talk about it. Taco Bell fans take their fast food seriously, as many proved in Alabama.